Hi everyone. In today's video I'm going to share with you some tools, some knowledge and how to understand your natal chart. Of course, to truly comprehend every single aspect of your natal chart, it takes many years of studies. Not only astrology, but perhaps mythology, psychology, numerology, and truly to be able to channel this information to the highest frequency possible, it takes many years of preparation. But some key information found in your natal chart, perhaps the one that is gonna help you align yourself with your highest purpose, as well as to use your natal chart as guidance and to know how each planetary transition is gonna impact you. That information can be easily accessed, in some way easily learned. So, astrology as we know it currently has been on Earth for many years. Astrology appeared on Earth before religions, perhaps after numerology, and there was a point throughout the history when different astrological calendars were found in different parts of the world. But what's important is that when people became aware of how we are affected by the movement of the planets. Of course, we are made from the same chemical elements as the ones found in the universe, so it's only natural that this deduction would it happened. And so astrology as we know it currently has been modified throughout the history. It used to be, back in the days, used to be a tool that was widely used as guidance, especially by kings and queens. It was used to know when is the best time to apply a certain strategy, to initiate certain actions. The reason was astrology consulted, or this body of knowledge was used, is to know when is the best timing as well as when is the best strategy, or what's the best strategy. However, this knowledge was not always, let's say, in the hands of people that had just positive intentions. So throughout the history, astrology has been modified. Not everybody had access to it. It was not as widely used as guidance. There was a time when astrology was considered part of the magic, and so the information that we can align with currently, or the one that is widely used currently about astrology, is not always necessarily as to the highest frequency possible, or let's say it could sound often superficial. It doesn't have the depth of it. And so it's very important that anytime that astrology interests you, that if you do get a reading, or perhaps you do read information about it, it's really important to contemplate about the information you received and see if it truly resonates with you or not, or it just doesn't truly align with you. Okay, so I'm gonna show you first what is, let's say, the planet that is considered to be the ruler of your natal chart. So you can access your natal chart through some of these free websites available out there. If you are able to just generate it, I have it, mine saved as a picture in my files, so it's definitely an important piece of information. So you carry with you your natal chart. Let's say you have your natal chart. So this is what you would need in order to be able to use the tools that I'm going to share with you. So let's say you do have your natal chart. The ruler of your natal chart, the planet that is considered to be, so to say, the planet that plays the most important role in your life purpose, as well as some of the karma that is going to be played through your life, as well as that's going to give you the indicator through which you can access some of your highest talents, or like the highest abilities. That is considered to be the ruler of the natal chart. So the planet that is the ruler of your natal chart, that planet is considered to be the planet that rules your first house. So you have your rising sign. Let's say your rising sign, like just in this drawing, is Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus. That means the ruler of your entire natal chart is Venus. Now, knowing this information, it's very important to look into what's the vibration or what's the energy that is considered that Venus brings into our life. Let's say this is Venus, of course, it's associated with our attraction, its beauty, its creation, as well as Venus is often associated with money or abundance. And so I believe truly every single person resonates with the information that they need at the time. So after you find out what planet is your ruler, contemplate to what energy this planet brings. Maybe do some research, become, let's say, friends with this planet, because it's possible you're gonna have some insights on what's your life purpose, through which life lessons, through which aspects you can align yourself with, let's say, the best type of work for you, as well as abundance in your life. Okay, now another important detail that you can truly just easily access in your natal chart. It's considered to be the cross of your incarnation, the cross of your life. So this concept of the cross, it was present on Earth before its association, or this symbol, its association with religion, with any religion. The cross in astrology, for example, used to be one of the most important indicator of how your current incarnation is gonna play out, or what are the elements with which you're gonna work in this lifetime. So the cross is considered to be your rising sign. What's the ruler of your seventh house? So the first house, it's right, it has to the opposition the seventh house, and then the fourth house, which is your family, and then the direction of your soul. So it's the horizontal axis and then the vertical axis, and they're rulers. This cross gives you an indicator, first your rising sign of who you are, what's the mask, what's the environment in which you're gonna come into this life. A lot of your life lessons, the ones that are often played until the age of 30, that's the rising sign is gonna give you an indicator of what that's gonna be. Right across, and this is the horizontal line of our life. So this is in some way the physical plane. Now right across, it's our relationships. This is the one-on-one relationships, also our life partners, the way we interact with others. And so that house gives you an indicator of how your relationships will be, and what are some of the life lessons you're gonna go through and through these relationships. Now the vertical axis tells you what's the direction of your soul, where you're coming from, which are the roots. And so the fourth house tells you the roots and where you're coming from, what are the lessons there, what are the gifts there, and then where is your soul going, which is the 10th house, which shows you your career. The way the astrology names it currently, it's your career house. However, this, if I would use a better word for it, it would be the purpose. Now the purpose tells you the work you share with others, the work that you do for others in this life. So where's the direction of your soul and what you're gonna leave behind? Pretty much in some way, like where your roots are and where are you going, where are you growing. Now that you know this information and you have, let's say, just a little bit of knowledge of these signs, let's say you do know your rising sign, look into what it's on your 7th house, what sign, and just try to align yourself with the information about that sign. Because even if, let's say, your characteristic, your sun, let's say it's a completely different sign than those, it's not in neither of the houses, let's say not the 4th, not the 4th, not the 7th, not the 10th, it's still important to be able to understand the astrological sign that are in the 1st, 4th, 7th, and the 10th house, because through those signs some of the most important themes of your life are played. Another important detail that I would like to mention to you, the houses. So look into where and which house is your sun. The sun, it's our conscious, it's our mind, it's something that we're quite aware of it, it represents our interest, and so there are 12 houses where your sun can be. The house where your sun is in your natal chart is gonna tell you where's your truly your main focus. And so knowing that house, it's gonna give you more clarity on what type of knowledge, what kind of actions are gonna align you better with just having that internal balance, as in to be able to know yourself better, and let's say not to force the energy in a direction that is not yours. The moment you are aware of where's your sun and which house and what represents that house, it's gonna give you an indicator where you can focus more of your energy and where you're gonna get more results and faster. Let's say I put here the house, the sun in the ninth house. This means, this is just an example, this means this person will have a high interest for languages, for different cultures, religions, a quite spiritual person, as well as very possible that they would get to travel and get to know different countries, different cultures, people from different backgrounds. Of course, once you get a little bit of knowledge on what each house represents, so let's just say you just want to Google this information, there's a lot of free information on that part. You can try to see what information resonates with you. Let's say if your house is in your sun is in the first house, oftentimes for these people it's very good to work with their self-image, with also with their physical body. If it's in the second house, oftentimes their main focus is how to create a business, entrepreneurship. The third house speaks about information, journalism, any type of like communication as well. The fourth house speaks about oftentimes home design, working from home, even working with your roots, history, ancestors. The fifth house is totally about creation, passion, working with kids as well. Any type of creativity, it's included here. The sixth house, that means a lot of your focus, it's about well-being, healing others, taking care of others, as well as any type of recreation that brings you some kind of healing. The seventh house, if your sun is in the seventh house, you definitely have a talent for relationships and diplomacy. You often can be, it's definitely advised to do something that works one-on-one or just directly with people. The eighth house speaks of a talent for investments, real estate as well, and just like truly very good intuition, something that just you can know right away. As well, let's say ninth, I already talked about it. Let's say your sun is in the 10th house. This is considered an aspect that is gonna kind of guarantee you a very good career, or so to say, an accomplished career, that you would align with your career quickly in life. The 11th house, this means that a lot of your interest is for the well-being of the society. This often here is social media, any type of networking, as well as I would say well-being to a wider understanding. Any type of non-profits, any social platforms that are bringing lasting results for the entire society. Politics is in the 11th house, however, depends on which vibration you are and how this is going to be played for you. The 12th house, it's related to astrology. It will be one, creativity, just the subconscious and anything that comes from that, the healing of the subconscious. Again, this is another house that truly gives you an intuition that is just something that you just sense and you cannot even explain it, but it gives you the instinctive answer. So that's on that, about the sun. Now I would like to share with you where or how you can tell how a planetary transition is going to affect you. So why is it important to have your natal chart? Because once you get that information, once you have it, and it does represent, it is an interest for you, the more information you access or you see, and perhaps you're gonna align easier with the information that is gonna help you to understand your natal chart with more easiness, or to say you're gonna align with this body of information easier, and with time you're gonna be able to access more information that is available in your natal chart. But when, let's say, you like to watch any type of astrological predictions, and also I personally like it, let's say when you know that there's a full moon in Sagittarius, for example, you would like to know how you will be impacted. Now, there are some sources out there that would tell you exactly what it is, but this is how they get that information. You have your natal chart, and that, by the way, those predictions are often based on your rising sign. I would say if you do listen to any astrological prediction that tells you how, let's say, the next full moon is going to impact you, or the movement of Jupiter in Cancer is going to affect you. Now, the way they calculate it, perhaps this is the only way that you can calculate it, is of course based on your natal chart. And you can do the rising sign for all of the sign, or like all the rising signs. So anytime you listen to that type of information, look of what's your rising sign and listen to what they say about your rising sign, because that's the information that is going to be the most accurate, or that's going to impact you. Probably next would be the sun, and the next would be the moon. Perhaps it could be the moon and then the sun. However, just because you have that energy very activated, as in the sun is our conscious, our mind, the moon is our emotions, our subconscious. So this, any type of changes in that sign, that astrological sign, does affect us, and so could still play a role. However, the clearest information, or the most aligned information, is that based on the rising sign. What I mean by that, you have your rising sign in Libra. Now, let's say the next full moon is in Sagittarius. So the house in which the Sagittarius sign is, that's where the moon is gonna have its transition. And the full moon, it's just like, it represents, let's say, it's full energy. It brings something to just like a more visible, so to say. It brings it up for you. And so you look into which house you have the Sagittarius. That means that's the house that is going to be affected by that planetary transition. And so in this case, this will be the third house. So this will be about information, shared information, as well as communication, journalism. This is the house of our neighbors and friends. Any learning as well is here, the type of position where you learn, you are a student. And so that's the house that is going to be affected. So if you hear, let's say, the moon, or this is the sign, okay, you do know your natal chart, you see where is the sign in which the planetary transition is happening, and you know exactly which house is affected in your case. For example, if Jupiter, it changes signs, that means it's gonna activate that house where that sign is, and so on and so on. So this kind of tools will help you, perhaps, let's say, if not give you a full guidance, it's gonna help you to start to understand this, your natal chart first of all, but also to understand this type of information that comes through this body of knowledge that is astrology. Please let me know in the comments if you do have any questions, if you'd like to know more about the subject. I'm planning to create a video about numerology, so stay tuned.